Let's address the elephant in the room, cause this physique right here wasn't built by hybrid training. Or was it? Because I know what you're thinking. Oh, he used to be a bodybuilder. That's why it looks like that. But that's not the full story. And I get it. You're probably sat watching these ex-bodybuilders turn hybrid athletes. They're flipping deadlifting 6 plates whilst running a sub 7 mile. And you're sitting there thinking, should I be doing this too? Will this yield the results that I want? But deep down, you're mad confused. You're training hard, maybe even copying their exact routine. But your body's not changing. You feel stuck, you feel burnt out, and then worst of all, you're subconsciously comparing your chapter 1 to their chapter 20. I've been there. When I first started training, it was purely about vanity, right? I find these bodybuilders in the gym, I'm copying their meals, I'm copying their workouts. And guess what? I made progress, but I didn't look like them. It wasn't until I went back to sport that everything changed. Sprinting, plyometrics, team training, games, strength work. Now I wasn't training to look good, I was training to show up. And this is what my body looked like before me enter the bodybuilding scene. And I think I look pretty damn good there. Bit whammy. Because the reality of true bodybuilding is obviously the building aspect of it, but sculpting, relentlessly working on weaker areas to bring those areas up, stand in front of judges and have them critique you based on their specific criteria of what they're looking for that year. God, that can change next year. My weaker area was my upper chest. So relentless work, going. But as the saying goes, you either use it or you lose it. I started boxing. It didn't serve me well in boxing. So what happened? Vanished, poof, it went. It was a nice to have, but it wasn't a necessity for function. Do you get what I'm saying? Sport always gave me something that bodybuilding never did. And that was a deeper purpose and intense focus on improving functionality. That's why when I did my Arnold amateur prep, me and my coach, we took a more athletic approach. I was doing sprints. My training was different. Then I dipped into powerlifting. I even released an ebook called the Power Building Hybrid Program. The OGs will remember that. But on the topic of hybrid, that's the new buzzword, right? Hybrid training, yeah. And like I mentioned, everyone now wants to be that guy that can flip in bench 200 kilos and run a sub 6 mile. But let's remove the hype and get to the core principles and call it what it actually is. Holistic fitness and pushing our bodies to do what it's created to do. Because with the rise with the fitness industry from around 2011, 2012, bodybuilding dominated that space. That everything else was labeled hippie shit. And now hybrid has even been boxed into this heavy lifting and endurance running. That's hybrid. You don't need to lift 200 kilos and run a marathon to be hybrid. That's just the lowest barrier to entry. Everyone has a gym membership and everyone has the potential to run. It's free. Go outside and run. So I get it, but it's not about how many miles you can rack up. It's about balancing strength, mobility, endurance, conditioning, where they're all directed to a specific goal. And the greatest thing is, that goal can and should evolve. Because hear this, training happens in seasons, or like I like to say, albums. Beyonce had her R&B era, then she's releasing country music. Stormzy is known for Grease, then he's singing gospel. Albums, seasons. But for some people, they get stuck on one album forever. Not jacked, died trying. When I was playing American football, my albums looked like this. My debut was Skill Acquisition and Speed. The follow-up was Explosive Power. After that, Exploring Max Strength. And then finally, we looked at size. Because my goal was compact power. I wanted people I'd hit them and they'd be like,
you're not that big to be hitting like that.
Each block served the next. Each phase set up the one after it. When you train calisthenics, you master your body so you'll move weight better. When you build speed, you lift faster. When you build your engine, you recover quicker. Everything feeds into itself. And that is what real fitness is about. Not just chasing the pump, not just chasing the gains, is building a body that can do great things now and still hold up in 20 years. Strength, speed, control, endurance, they don't compete, they build on each other. And that's the real holistic approach. Not crystals flipping, breathing into your third eye, which is kind of what I thought it was too. And the greatest thing is, the physique is the byproduct of this. And even though it might not be sculpted to your specific specifications, there can be an album for that. Personally, for me, it's about being strong, mobile, explosive, conditioned, and pain-free. That's a big one. And that's the goal, which should be the standard. But just like anything, the principles are simple. The execution requires patience.
I used to have the streets in a chokehold.